In the past, it was always somewhat taboo to talk about mental health issues. Thankfully, the day has come where celebs are lifting the curtain and revealing they suffer from mental health struggles, and by doing so, they hope to break the stigma surrounding it. Before we jump into it, be sure you're subscribed to the taco. Now let's take a look at some celebrities who struggle with mental health issues. Camila Cabello. Celebrities all over the world are starting to break their silence on their struggles with mental health. Sadly, there is still a stigma when it comes to these mental illnesses. Thankfully, that hasn't kept singer Camila Cabello from discussing her issues with the public. The singer was featured on the June 2018 cover of Cosmopolitan UK, and in her interview, she shed light on what it's like living with her anxiety and OCD. She explained that she gets anxiety when she is thinking about certain situations. Then she can't stop thinking about the situation and starts to obsess over it. That's where her obsessive-compulsive disorder kicks in. In the past, she had no idea why she felt this way or that there was even a name for what she was experiencing. She finally got some help and was able to pinpoint what her triggers are. Though she still struggles with her mental health issues, Camila is much more in control of them nowadays. She hopes that by talking about her conditions, she will help other people in the Latin community. It's still taboo to talk about any mental health issues, and that's something the singer wants to see change. Ryan Reynolds. He has a gorgeous wife, an awesome career, and he's not too bad to look at, so you would think Ryan Reynolds would have nothing to be anxious about, right? That is where you would be mistaken. The actor revealed in an interview that he is a nervous wreck pretty much all the time. Considering how funny and lighthearted he seems to be on the screen, that isn't what Ryan is like in real life. He may appear calm and collected during his interviews with the press, but many times he is a jittering mess. The actor explained that he dreads doing interviews and nearly has panic attacks before he has to do anything in front of an audience. Apparently, he has suffered from anxiety for a long time. In his early 20s, he spent a lot of time self-medicating and drinking to relieve the anxiety. Sadly, close friends started passing away from overdoses, and he scaled back on the partying. Now that he has a family, he has found other ways to cope with his mental health struggles. The actor finds that meditation is really helpful, and he uses the meditation app Headspace to get his daily fix. Bella Hadid. She's one of the most popular women in the world, and you would never guess that Bella Hadid struggles with mental health issues. The model opened up about her struggles on her mom's Lifetime series Making a Model, and everyone was shocked. Who knew the beautiful woman who surrounded herself with people all the time actually has social anxiety? Bella explained that she didn't have the best time adjusting to her newfound fame. She wasn't ready to be thrust into the spotlight, and she certainly didn't realize how famous she would become. The model said she would shake and cry before events. There were even times that she would black out on the catwalk. She wouldn't even remember walking in some of the fashion shows because she was so stricken with anxiety. Sadly, this is a typical side effect of anxiety, and anyone dealing with it knows how crippling it can be. Now that she has adjusted to her fame, her anxiety has scaled down a bit, but it just goes to show that you never know what someone else is going through. People who seem to have it all together could be feeling complete dread on the inside. Talking about these struggles is really important, and we are glad Bella opened up about what she had experienced. Pete Davidson. He's been making huge headlines thanks to his whirlwind relationship with Ariana Grande. And don't worry, she makes the list as well. Maybe the pair has bonded over their mental health issues, and that's why they have become 2018's most unlikely couple. You might be living under a rock if you don't know who Pete Davidson is at this point. For those of you who don't know, he's an actor on Saturday Night Live, and he's Ariana Grande's fiancé. He is yet another star on our list that seems like they have it all, yet still have to struggle with mental health struggles. Pete was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. According to the actor, BPD is marked by a pattern of intense mood swings, self-esteem issues, and impulsivity. It was the impulsivity part that had fans concerned when it comes to his new relationship. Many people were starting to point out that someone with BPD couldn't have a healthy relationship. Of course, Pete didn't take their comments too well and addressed the situation on social media. The actor explained that he is treating his mental health disorder. He also claimed that just because he has a mental illness doesn't mean he isn't capable of having a loving relationship. Ariana Grande. Speaking of a loving relationship, let's take a look at Pete's new lady, Ariana Grande. The pop singer has had a pretty rough couple of years, mostly because of the traumatic event that occurred at one of her concerts in 2017. The event ended the life of 22 concertgoers, and it really hit home with the pop star. She grieved the loss in silence, and eventually she opened up about how it affected her. The singer is now coping with her post-traumatic stress disorder. The fact that she even had PTSD was a shock because she never talked about it. Ariana felt like she couldn't open up because she didn't didn't feel worthy. She felt like her fans and the victims' families had suffered more, so her struggles didn't matter. Surprisingly, this isn't uncommon when it comes to people with PTSD. Many people feel exactly the same way, and by Ariana expressing her guilt, it helped other people deal with their PTSD. Hopefully, she's finding peace in her new relationship, and she and Pete are working through their struggles together. We can't wait to see what's next for this exciting young couple, and we hope they are in it for the long haul. Prince Harry. When someone loses a parent at a young age, it is going to affect them. Sadly, Prince Harry didn't seek treatment for his issues until 20 years after his mom passed away. The Prince of England explained that he shut down emotionally for 2 decades after the tragic event. Then, when he reached his late 20s, he was still struggling with the loss. He claims he had a chaotic 2 years, which led to an intervention from his brother. It was actually Prince William that convinced Prince Harry that he should go to counseling. Things were so bad that he would get severe anxiety at royal functions. He also felt so unhinged that he would often think about punching people. That doesn't sound like behavior fit for a prince, so we are happy he didn't actually follow through with these feelings. Prince Harry expressed that living his life in the public eye has left him on the verge of a breakdown multiple times. Thankfully, he's worked through his emotions by talking to counselors, and he's even taken up boxing, which sounds a lot more productive than punching people at royal events. Chrissy Teigen. She's the queen of Twitter comebacks and pretty much everyone's favorite Hollywood housewife, but you may be shocked to learn that Chrissy Teigen has suffered through some mental health issues. The ex-model opened up about her struggles in 2017. She told Marie Claire magazine that she struggles with anxiety. She explained that it makes every step she takes feel shaky and it makes her feel like everyone is looking at her. Anyone who has anxiety knows how relatable those symptoms are. The celeb opened up even more when she explained that she had postpartum depression after the birth of her daughter, Luna. She claimed that she had PPD for 4 months, but thankfully got through to the other side. She hopes by sharing her story that she will give hope to new moms who might be going through the same thing. She even mentioned that she takes medication to help control her symptoms. This was a relief for many fans to hear as well. There is a strange notion that taking medication for a mental illness makes you weak. If we all know one thing, Chrissy Teigen isn't weak. She found a way to control her anxiety with the help of her doctor, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. Colton Haynes. 2014 was a rough year for the actor Colton Haynes, at least according to the letter he wrote that was later published in Paper magazine in 2016. The letter shed light on the secret struggles Colton was dealing with. In 2014, he was drinking too much and self-medicating his mental health issues. He became so secluded that he didn't leave his home. When he did leave his home, it was either to go to work or to buy alcohol and coffee. The letter also explained how he wasn't getting enough sleep and he dreaded being around people. It was a deeply personal revelation, and fans were shocked when they read it. Fans also appreciated how candid Colton was and found his letter very relatable. Thankfully, he's in a much better place these days. He publicly came out of the closet in 2016, which may have something to do with his current status. The actor claims to be the happiest he's ever been and that he will never return to the unhealthy headspace he was in. At least that was the case in 2016. In 2018, he filed for divorce from his husband of 6 months. Hopefully, that doesn't affect his vow to stay on the straight and narrow. Lilly Reinhardt. Riverdale actress Lilly Reinhardt is no stranger to mental health issues. The star has dealt with depression almost her whole life. Fans were shocked when she revealed her struggles in a series of tweets inspired by Mental Health Awareness Month. Lilly claims she landed her role on Riverdale when she was going through one of the worst bouts of depression in her life. She said that the project saved her and that she had come a long way. She also went on to tell her fans who are struggling with depression not to give up hope. Lilly encouraged them to seek help and that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Twitter users found a way to turn her words against her, though. Some felt like she was telling depressed people to just stop being sad, which wasn't the case at all. She clarified that she had dealt with depression and she knows you can't just tell someone to be happy when they aren't. We could imagine how annoying that must have been for her, but she got her message out loud and clear. If you are going through a rough time with your mental health, just reach out and seek help. Things can and will get better. Shawn Mendes. There is a notion that America has a culture of toxic masculinity. If you aren't sure what that is, it's the idea that men showing emotions or expressing themselves are weak. That's why when Shawn Mendes opened up about his personal struggles, many people were relieved. The singer has been very candid about having anxiety. In doing so, he hopes that he is making it easier for some other men to do the same. The reasoning is because there is a huge issue when it comes to men and taking their own lives. Apparently, 75% of people who do this are men, and considering there is a stigma that comes with with men expressing themselves or their struggles, there seems to be a connection. Thankfully, Shawn has personally found a way to cope with his anxiety. He says therapy helped him, but his definition of therapy is pretty broad. It could be anything from listening to music to climbing a mountain. He says you just have to figure out what works for you. But the best thing you can do is talk about your issues and be vocal about your concerns. People dealing with mental health issues aren't weak, and it shouldn't be taboo for them to talk about their struggles. Did anyone on the list shock you? Tell us what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to The Taco. Thanks for watching!